What's up, people? This is my 20 favorite movies of all time. Now, warning, we're not ranked. We're not from number 1 to 20 or 20 to number 1. It's not ranked. These are just random, we're just edited randomly. So, if you see the very first movie and you're like, what? It's not number 1. Or if you watch the last one and you think that's number 1, it's not. We're not ranked. My mind changes way too many times to make a ranked video. And some of these movies may not necessarily be good movies. But there are movies that I watch every year. I watch for comfort. I relate to them. And yeah. So watch them. Watch the video. See if any of the movies you agree with, don't agree with. If you want to leave a comment, leave a comment. If you want to leave a comment with your 20 favorite movies, leave it. I'll read them. So to start off the list, and remember this is no order, but this would be high up on the list. It would definitely be in the top 5. And it's the Godfather Trilogy, and anyone who knows me knows this is not a shocker. Most would probably guess this. I watch these movies at least once a year, sometimes even 2 times a year. I never get tired of these movies. The third one, while not as good as 1 and 2, I still enjoy. Coda, I'm still saying, but great transfer, great movies. If you haven't watched it, what the hell are you waiting for? Watch it. So next on the list is Harry Potter. 1 through 8. I watch these movies about every year. These just like a comfort movies for me. And just got done watching the 4K, and not the best, not the worst, but you think a high property like this would have a better transfer, but yeah. Harry Potter. Now most people also know I'm a Stephen King fanatic. I read all his books. I've seen most of his movies, the majority of the movies. A lot of the direct-to-video ones I haven't seen, but 2 have made my list. 3 have made my list. First up will be Stand By Me. There's a lot of people, non-fans, don't even realize he wrote this book. But it's from a book called Different Seasons. It's a novella. The story is called The Body. This is a great cast, great adaptation of the story, and pick it up. And the 4K has a whole bunch of deleted scenes on it, so pick it up. Next up on the list, we got Heat. From 1995 with Al Pacino and Robert De Niro and Val Kilmer, directed by Michael Mann. It just came to 4K back in September, October. And you'll have some people talk about the 4K transfer. It's fine. You know, people like to complain, but it's a solid transfer. It's a great movie. Can't go wrong with the cast. You can't go wrong with the director. Heat is damn near a perfect movie. Damn near. If not a perfect movie, it's damn near a perfect movie. Next up on this list is my all-time favorite director. And most people know who that is. And most people are going to be wrong on the movie I'm going to pick, because they're expecting his first movie. And that is high up on my list. But when I'm down and I want to laugh, I want to watch a feel-good movie, I want a comfort movie, Mallrats. Mallrats is I mean, Clerks is up here with my favorite, but man, I watch Mallrats multiple times a year when I'm and I watch the extended cut. The extended cut is the people hate on it, but the perfect it's a perfect cut for me. Mallrats. Pick up this Arrow edition. It's a great transfer, great movie, a whole bunch of extras. Can't go wrong with Mallrats. Next up is not really a theater movie. Was a made-for-TV movie, and it's number 2 of the Stephen King movies that appears on this list. And this movie is what got me into horror movies. I watched it in 1990 when it premiered. It premiered on 2 nights on ABC, and I actually got to watch it a couple days early because my dad worked for ABC and the feed came down days before. But it is it with Tim Curry as Pennyrise. The second half is not that good, but it wasn't that good in the novel, so why should we expect a made-for-TV movie second half to be as good? But the kids portion is fucking greatness, and Tim Curry as Pennyrise is fucking phenomenal. I'm glad to finally have it on Blu-ray, even though they did edit out a few minutes of it, but it's still fucking great. Next up is a movie that there was 2 movies these movies are not this, they're the same feel, different situations, but same thing. And I was debating, but Empire Records run out. The other one is Pump Up the Volume with Kristen Slater, which is also written by the same guy, so that's why they have the same feel. But Empire Records, great fucking movie. Even the extended, not the extended, it's called a remix. The remix is still on DVD and needs a Blu-ray. But we got the theater version on Blu-ray, so pick it up if you see it. It goes for like $7, but it's well worth it. Pick it up. Next on the list. Now, I'm going to show the collection, but it's not all the movies and not all my favorite. It's only 1, 3, and 7. But it is Nightmare on Elm Street. I do love the series, but 6 ain't good. 4 and 5 are 2 for me. It's the scariest Freddy, but I just don't care for the movie. But the first one, Dream Warriors, and especially New Nightmares, are great. I usually watch this every year. I didn't do it this year. I'll need to rewatch it. Next is from 1997, and for me, it's the director's best movie. Everyone else is going to be up in arms about that comment, but I stand by it. Jackie Brown. Tarantino's best movie that he's made. In my opinion. I can watch this anytime. Love this movie. The casting is great. The soundtrack is phenomenal. Hopefully this comes to 4K this year. I got Pulp Fiction and Reservoir Dogs. I just need this one. And 4 rooms. Yeah, Jackie Brown. If you haven't seen it, go see it. If you say Jackie Brown isn't his best, you're wrong. Another collection that not all the movies count. There are exceptions. But Rocky. I love the series. 1 through 6. Even the Creed movies. Especially every year when I have my little burst of I want to go exercise and shit, I put on Rocky. I put on the soundtrack. I go out, rock a mile, 2 miles, with the dun 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 dun. Yeah, Rocky is those movies that gets me hyped up. That gets me want to exercise and get in shape. and punch a whole bunch of people with gloves on, of course. So this next movie came out in 1995. I was 13 years old, and this movie made an impact for me because I was a fat kid. Well, I'm still fat, but I was a fat kid, and most of the movies that had fat kids. You know, when you watch movies and stuff, you want to imagine, but you also want to relate. And for a lot of movies that focused on teens and people my age, I couldn't relate to a lot of them because they were athletic. You know, most of the movies had the kids who were athletic, in shape, hot looking. I was not that. So when fat kids were on movies, they were usually the laughing stock. They were bullied but they're just to be made fun of. So when I saw this movie, and the fat kids do get picked on, but they're the heroes of the story. And it was a game changer for me, and that is Heavy Rates. And man, it had a profound effect on me at 13 years old. And when I watch it, I still go back to memories of me in the school and stuff. And so Ben Stiller's great. He plays an early version of Dodgeball character, and he's even a little bit more psychotic in this one. And it's a good movie. The Blu-ray has about 90 minutes or 95 minutes worth of deleted scenes. It's like you're getting a second movie. But Heavy Rates. If you haven't seen it, it's on Disney Plus. Go get the Blue. You'll be entertained. Next up from 2001 or 2000, it's another music movie. High Fidelity with John Cusack, Jack Black, and a few other people. And the book was great. I was a fan of the book, so when the movie came out, man, it lived up to the book. It's a movie I can watch anytime. I relate to the character, to Rob, a lot, and it's a great movie. Check it out. And next up is another movie from 2000. It's another movie about music. 2000 had a role for music movies. But it's Cameron Crowe's Almost Famous. And of course, y'all know me. I love extended cuts. So you know, the bootleg cut is what I watch. I love it. I can watch it anytime. Honorable mention, That Thing You Do with Tom Hanks. That should have been on this list. But yeah, Almost Famous, That Thing You Do. Check them out. From 1991, one of the best sequels. And the first one's great. But Terminator 2 with Arnold Schwarzenegger, Edward Furlong, Linda Hamilton, and a whole bunch more. I remember seeing this in theaters and loved it. Of course, I watched the director's cut. Sadly, it's not on the 4K, but the 4K doesn't look that good, so I guess no loss there. I'll stick to the Blu-ray. But I got this still for cheap, and it's awesome looking, so I have the Skynet edition Blu-ray in the case. So Terminator 2. And of course, I have to have a Christmas movie. I like Christmas. It has good memories. And one of the required watches, and no, it's not Die Hard, surprisingly. That is the best Christmas movie ever made. But this movie I have to watch every year, and it's National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. One of the greatest comedies to me. I love this movie. Watch it every year. I had to pick this up day one. Watched it day one. I normally wait till Christmas, but I just couldn't wait for this. Great transfer. Great movie. I even went and bought the mug. You know, the moose mug. And continuing on with Stephen King. The Shining. Stanley Kubrick's The Shining. I shouldn't say Stephen King because Kubrick changed a lot of the story. It's only like the basics of Stephen King's Shining, but man, 2 hours and 20 minutes. 2 hours and 20 minutes of Jack Nicholson going absolutely batshit crazy. And it's a great movie. Pick up the 4K if you haven't. If you don't have it, pick it up. Get the Blu-ray. Just see the movie. Alrighty. Another movie that's gonna cause debate. Especially from the Scorsese crowd. Most people are gonna say Goodfellas, but well, y'all know what's coming. Casino. Forget the Godfather. Forget the Goodfellas. Goodfellas is good, but this is a better movie. Al Pacino, De Niro, Sharon Stone, even James Woods. The whole cast is great. The story is great. The action in it is just fucking phenomenal. Casino is the better movie. You're wrong on Goodfellas. You will not convince me otherwise. Suck it up. Casino people. Get it. Alright. Now it's from 1999. It's the last Stephen King movie on this list. Maybe I should just do a top 20 Stephen King movie. But it is Tom Hanks and The Green Mile. Great fucking movie. It's a great book. Definitely read the book. But this movie's 3 hours long and it doesn't feel like it's 3 hours long. It's a great movie. Watch it. And next up we got from 1991 Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. I watched this movie since 1991, and it still shocks me how much I love this movie because I'm not a fan of the Robin Hood story. Like, I'm just not a fan of. I'm not even a fan of period pieces, you know, set in this time. But I love this movie. So much so that when Arrow released in the UK, I had to import it. Of course, I didn't go for the expensive route. I got the Amaray case version. So that was enough for me. I love this movie. I watched it the second it came in. And Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Go get it. If you don't want to import like me, wait till Arrow releases in America. Because you know they're going to. And lastly, but not last, because remember, there's no ranking. This is not a 1 through 20 or a 20 through 1. This is just 20 movies that I love. To Kill a Mockingbird with Gregory Peck, based on Harper Lee's novel, and that's the only novel she wrote. To Kill a Mockingbird is a great movie. The 4K is great. I buy this on no matter what format it's on. I watch it no matter what format it's on. You know, it's just a great story, great message. And go get it. And those are my picks for 20 favorite movies. What are your favorite movies? Comment below. Sounding like a YouTuber. I'm not a YouTuber. But if you watched the video and you got reached to the end and you want to drop a list, drop a list. Peace.